Manager at Handmade in Britain. Thank you for joining us for today's Handmade Interact event. It's been so good to be doing weekly events for the last few months, and we've been getting some great feedback. We love that it's really helping to connect makers and sort of craft enthusiasts, and just make everyone feel a bit more together really in these strange times. If you do have any feedback or ideas of what you'd like to see in the coming weeks, do just pop that in the chat, or you can email us at any time, because we're always keen to take your ideas on board. And for today, I'd love to introduce Natasha Kerimova, the founder of 10 Cloudy. Natasha makes sustainable luxury bags and leather accessories, which we're really excited to welcome to our online shop. What I'll do is I'll actually disappear from your view in a few moments, and I'll leave you in the very capable hands of Natasha. But feel free to ask any questions throughout in either the chat section or the Q&A, and I'll just jump in and ask Natasha those questions so she can answer as many as possible in the coming hour. So right over to you, Natasha. I'll just say goodbye temporarily.
Hello, thank you very much for joining us today. I just would like to introduce my work, my brand 10 Cloudy. I'm the designer and the maker of these lovely bags. And so I'm very happy that you joined me today. I will show you some edge finishing techniques which can be useful and maybe which help you to understand some leather craft. First of all, I wasn't a designer and maker several years ago. It's quite a new journey for me. I only do it for 3.5 years. So before that, I actually graduated Moscow Technological University as engineer constructor. And however, I've never worked in this field. Industry collapsed, country collapsed, economy collapsed. So I worked in branding for many years in Moscow, so was quite happy actually to work among creative people, but suddenly relocate to London for family reasons. So, and from here, my journey starts. Actually, it's quite hard to adjust to new country, to new language, and I had a chance to start from the 0 point. So, and I thought a lot what I would like to do. Should I go back to my dreams? And I decided actually to do that. So maybe circumstances were like that. Maybe I've never done it in Moscow, but here I had the chance actually to change and do what I'm actually love to do. So I choose a small area, leather bag making. I attend just 2 days course in London, and I made my first satchel. In 1 day, I already loved this idea to do bags, because I loved everything, the smell, the saddle stitch, the way how you do patterns, even simple patterns for bags. So I loved everything, tools, cutting the leather, and I continued. I went to London School of Fashion for intensive summer bag making course, and it was fun actually, and a lot of knowledge. And there I met my most important person. So for me, in terms of teaching, it was my lovely Stephanie Fruit, who is one of the best prototypists in London and bag technologists. And for 2 years, I had tutorials with her. I done designs. I found the materials. I came to her, and she teach me how to do the patterns and how to do the bags, luxury bags, in her own studio. So, and I found it's very applicable to myself. I love to just really to study on something that I really appreciate and on the serious products. So, and in October 2019, so not far ago, I launched my brand, Taconoli. So I'll just show you some pieces which I'm doing. I use mostly veg-tan leather. So, and some embossed suede or embossed chromed leather. So the all bags lined, flaps with a leather. So I have a lovely leather frames for the zips, Switzerland zips. So about edges we will talk, how many time I spent to do this kind of perfect polished edges. So I do big bags and small bags, backpacks, tote bags. So, which again, a combination of textures. I really love the surfaces. So, and I love the smell of veg-tan leather. So what else to show you? This lovely piece. So this is the patent leather. Again, all very nice to touch, to smell. So with the lining to compartments, back, the small bags like that, tiny ones, but still very beautiful. Laptop cases for men and for women, actually quite unisex as well. I like a woven straps, waxed or cotton one. So I like the mixture, everything. So, and even techniques. So I love to use craftsmanship techniques and modern techniques, which usually people use on a factory production. So I do everything here in my studio. I just will briefly show you around. So this is my sewing machine and my thread. So this is my skiver. This is one of my cutting table, working bench with the tools. This one, the main, I will work today and show you some techniques. Also, I have this machine for edge paint. I use actually quite rare. So my levers are here, there. So, and this is my rotary machine for edges, for sanding and polishing the lever. So just a second. Taconoli actually promote a very sustainable fashion, and the base of this fashion, the base of our sustainability is a product I use. I use mostly veg-tan leather, so which is very beautiful, which is aging, very beautiful.
Hi, Natasha. I'm not sure whether everyone can see you. I think I've lost you for a moment. If you could try moving or resetting your camera. Sorry about this, everyone. Sure we'll get her back in a moment. Hi. Sorry about that. I'm sure Natasha is just working on coming back to join us. Oh, and here we go. I think we.
Yeah.
Yes. Hi. We lost you for a moment there.
Yeah. I don't know what's happened actually. Should be everything fine, but I'm very sorry. Yeah.
No worries.
I didn't touch anything.
These things do happen, unfortunately. We're at the mercy of the internet. I actually have a question while I've got you. What does 10 cloudy mean?
10 cloudy, it's actually my tribute to England, because probably I've never changed if I stay in Moscow. And only this chance I had here, I decided to create a name which is somehow correlate with England. So, and we tried different names, brand names, and it just happened that my daughter asked me, like, she was going to school and she asked me, like, Mom, what's the weather today, please? And I said, it's 10 cloudy. Next day she asked me again, and it was again 10 cloudy. So, and it was actually quite often I see this 10 cloudy on my
I don't know whether anyone can hear Natasha at the moment. Seems to have frozen again, I think. Sure, we'll get her back in a moment. If you could just reset whatever you did last time, Natasha, that seemed to work. Sorry about this, everybody. These things do unfortunately happen. Hopefully she'll be back in just a moment. If you've got any questions at this point, at this stage, about Natasha's bags or accessories, do feel free to pop them in the chat so they're ready for when she gets back, or in the Q&A.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I just switched on Wi-Fi because I think maybe Wi-Fi not just a better option for me. We'll take the other option. So, guys, I think it's now time to show the techniques I promised you to show. So, and we will move to the other table, and my husband will actually help me. So I'll show you one bag I designed and made on lockdown. It's lady in mask, my shopper bag. So yeah, of course, yeah, you can close it, you can open, so the lady can be in mask, can be without mask, rarely in my mask, occasionally in mask. So yeah, I hope we never had this situation. However, yeah, it happens. So it's mixed material bags. Again, from one side is very classy, so really me. It's wedge stamped leather and waterproof cotton. It's lined and has a nice pocket to secure your cards or something like that. So yeah, and to show you some techniques we apply for finishing the leather edges on the example of this decoration. So let's start. I pre-cut by hand and scalpel. So these shapes we will use today. So it's wedge stamped leather. This one I already done, and you see the differences. Here the edges are smooth, and here the fibers are not really sealed. So, and we can see that, and we want to make it very, we want to finish it. So there is different options. Because it's wedge stamped leather, I have a much more options than I have with a chrome leather. So it means we have we have our choices. So first of all, we can burnish it. Burnishing is a sealing process. We will put some friction movements to our leather. So we can use different tools and different actually creams for that, or even water, just the water for this process. I will start with the water because water actually, no guys, no, I will just do it differently. I forgot. First of all, we should round our lever edges. For this one, we will use these tools, bevelers, lever bevelers. So they have a different actually sizes. It will take, for example, this one will take 1 millimeter of lever and that one 0.5. So I will start to take off the lever from each side like that. I will round the edges, which is important. Even if you paint it or if you burnish it, it doesn't matter. So it should be done. So we'll take it inside, which is more complicated, with a shape like that. Or even this one, maybe smaller. Yes. We'll do it from inside and from outside. And we will do it from the other side as well, from the back. Yeah, it's quite hard to do because it's very tiny details. Usually I do a cutter for that, and I cut it somewhere on outsource, but because it's a new bag and because it's kind of small art decoration, I do it by hand. So yeah, we rounded all the edges. No, at first. So, and after that, we will take or slicker or glass slicker or just the cotton. We will apply a water in the beginning, 3-4 centimeters. And after that, okay, we'll take a slicker, wooden slicker, and we'll try. And we'll do the movements like that. We will seal our fibers, leather fibers. And you see it's becoming shiny. So first coat is water. Doesn't matter what you will use after. You can use only water. It's fine. It depends on design, on the price, so on your ideas. Sometimes it should be rough, so, or not really like exceptionally perfect. Sometimes you want to achieve a maximum from your leather edges, so it means you can burnish it a lot of hours. So all edges we'll do like that. I will change my wooden slicker to the cotton actually, because for me personally, for the such a small details, it works easier. So again, 3-4 centimeters and move back and forward to seal it all like that. Of course, I mean, we are lucky that it's wedge tent leather, so it's all this. We have a choices how to do it, how to finish our edges. With the chrome, we have only option to paint it and polish, which also is nice, and even maybe you achieve a better results if you will do it several times. Or we can just make a joint edges, which I'll show you as well how to do. So yeah, we'll just cover all areas. We'll try to seal it all, because we can't actually sell the bag for a certain price without perfectly doing our
edges. Even if you have a carters, still the fiber is sometimes thin and needs some finishing. So like that. It's our first round. And now we will take and we'll try two different products. One of them, Taconoli Burnishing Cream, which I really love myself because it's not toxic, it doesn't have any smell. And I like that you don't actually need to spend, I think it works quite quickly. So yeah, and now there are actually some of the leather traders sell it in England. So it's quite easy to have, because before that you can order it only from Japan and it takes a lot of time for delivery. So now it's easier. So we do like that, and it works good. So we'll take excessive from the edge, and again we will burnish it. And the other side, we will try to put the more classical thing, more classic gum tragacanth. Yeah, which is also like it's vegetable. So, I mean, it's some plant-based gum, but it has a smell, which I personally do not really like. But it's more accessible for the buying rather than Taconoli. So we will put this one. You can't actually feel, but it's very smelly one. And we do the same. And the third actually method of burnishing is to use a wax. I have a black one, I'll show you. It has a black tint, and because the leather is black, it would be really good. Again, even if you use these packs, first of all, you should apply first coat in the water. And now, yeah, we'll do that one. It's usually more shiny. Let's see. You can do it again if you want to achieve a maximum results. So you can do it several times. You just apply creams or wax or gum. After that, you burnish it. If it's a big areas, of course, it's maybe better to use a wood slicker or glass slicker. But if it's a small ones, I prefer just cotton. So I'm doing side.
Hi, Natasha. I've got a question from Judith. She's asked where we would be able to buy the type of leather that you're using.
You can buy it in England. So from, for example, Crackers or Metropolitan Leather, or from Bachelors. Also, you can buy it online. Also, you can buy it directly from Italy. It's just vegetable tanned leather. So it's it depends on like we have two types of leather, chrome and veg tanned. So it depends on a tonnage. So when they're tanning the leather, so it means we make from a raw animal skin a leather which we use in our industries. So we actually can use or plants, tree barks, and the other components which actually were used historically, even from ancient times. So, and it takes tonnage takes like 1 month or 2 months to produce such a skin, such a leather, to actually to fill it with the components which will do your leather flexible, stretchy, not dry. So, and this method is very now quite rare. It's only 10% from all production of leathers. So that's why it's more expensive, because it takes 1-2 months to produce the skin. Before that, it was only plain colors like black, traditional colors, black, brown, tan, dark green, dark blue. Now it's actually technology changed, and you can do any color you want. So, and the chromed, yeah, it's just really, you can produce it quite quickly. For 1 day, so it is cheaper in the end, but the qualities are different. Not like, because wedge tanned leather looks perfect, then it's aging, so it's long-lasting leather. It will have a patina, so the more you wear it, the more your imprints you will have in them, in this leather. So, and chromed also quite nice. It can be in very good quality, but slightly cheaper in general, because it's a lot of chromed leather, and it doesn't need artisan skills to produce it. Therefore, for vegetable tanned leather, you need a lot of craftsmanship to produce it. So, and to carry this tradition, and I personally support this kind of leather and this kind of tannage. So, and I think it's nice that actually product made from this kind of leather can last if they made properly, much more longer rather than chromed. So the other way, so now we've burnished everything, but still we have an eye for this leave-in mask, and I want to glue it to the leather board. So because it's separate parts, I will take my Eco Stick contact white glue, a perfect one. So I'll take a silicone brush to apply this glue. I should apply it to one surface and to the other ones, because it's contact one. And it takes 20 minutes. It doesn't have any smell. It's a very, such a strong bond in the end. So I love it. I started to use it not far ago, actually. So all parts of this eye, we will glue, and we will leave it for 20 minutes. After that, we will stick it, cut it, and paint, because we don't have any other options, just to paint. We don't want that leather board can be seen. So now I'll show you what I'm doing in my wax production, how I do my edges, if it's a bigger pieces, or if it's I'll just show you. For example, let's have a look closely. It's a very well polished edges, and actually everything is painted and polished. And we will talk now about that technique. Usually in luxury, they use this technique. If you don't need it, you can, again, it depends on design. Of course, if it's something like quite rough, can be different. And here we see we don't have any paint, we have a turned edges. And we will talk now about that, about painting and about edges which we actually skived and glued. So how to do that? I have a very nice paint, edge paint. It's a Fenice, Italian one. So I just take a roller, my paint roller. Again, first of all, I all this around my edges. If it's very rough, you can take sanding paper and sand it slightly. And after that, you paint it. It takes minimum 20 minutes to dry. And it's not the end, because I'll show you the other side of this leather. It is undyed leather. How does it look after first coat? If it's okay for your design, it's absolutely fine. If you want more, of course, you should take off all this, you should make it smoother. It means you should apply several coats and sand it and polish it in between. If I do for example, 5 bags in a row, I practically spent whole day, I spent whole day just to polishing and painting the edges of the bags. So I'll show you the equipment I have, which is very actually helpful and nice. How I do that, it slightly helps, but again, it's a day definitely. So just a moment. I will show you my rotary machine, which are very good for sanding and for polishing. I have a different polishing wheels for leather in different colors. Now my leather actually undyed. For the better results, I should have a completely white polishing wheel. However, I don't have it now, so yeah, we'll use this one. We polish it. Also, we can round our edges without baler, like that, and like this. Yeah, it speed up the process. But still, for luxury, you need to do it several times. 4 or 5, I usually do for my bags. Paint, dry, polish or sand. After that, paint, again dry, again the same. Also, I have one machine for the edge painting, which is very a lovely one and very small, because in production it's much more bigger. This one is very small, very convenient. I use it for the belts or for the straps mostly. So what I'm doing, it's the same Finici edge paint. I just added that. So yeah, we will switch it on. This brush helps us to make a thickness which we need, because with the first coat we usually use a thicker coat. So, and after that, the more polished our edge will be, the less thickness of the edge paint we will use. So repeat it. Yeah. Like that. But it's quite sad that I actually need to clean this machine after that. So it's needed at least several big leather straps or something like that, because otherwise it's not really convenient to switch on. This technique, polishing and painting, is one of the techniques. Sometimes luxury craftsmen, they do have electric creaser. It's a small box, small machine, which you can do crease. I'll show you what a creasing is. I don't use it for my designs, so for me it would be also a small adventure. But also this electric creasing machine has a hot iron. And you will apply the paint, hot paint. So yeah, sometimes there is actually the point of view that it can help to seal leather fibers for longer time rather than polishing. But polishing and painting. However, it's very controversial. So I think it's a quite equal two methods. Maybe sanding just slightly dusty process, yeah, which of course perfectly avoid. So I'll show you what is creasing is. Then we do edges. A lot of craftsmen they add the small crease on the leather like that. Probably you saw it on the watch straps or on the bells. It can be really tiny line, because mine are not, because I don't have instruments I just bought for demonstration and not expensive ones. But of course you can find any instruments you want. So this is a creaser, adjustable creaser. We will heat it, and after that, of course, if you have electric creaser, it's easier because you will set up the temperature, so, and you will perfectly do your crease. If you don't have it, still the same result, but of course you should train yourself to find the proper temperature with it and find a proper instrument for that. And practice a lot, actually, which I haven't done, of course, because I don't use this. We will heat this alcohol burner and wait like, I don't know, 30 seconds, not more, not to burn the leather. And we will do this lovely, I hope lovely, in my case it can be not, a creasing line. So 10 more seconds. But it's a really big part of craftsmanship. A lot of craftsmen I know, they use it every time on their designs. It doesn't matter what is it, they always apply these techniques. So, which is lovely, but I think it's more traditional. And if I have a like more clean designs, I don't know to what extent it really. So yeah, you see this line. Yeah, it is like that. Yeah, some people love it a lot, and sometimes it's really beautiful. So maybe I should practice it more and introduce to my practice the creasing as well. But I definitely will buy electric one. And one more method I would like to show you today, which I already showed, which is not painted, of course, it's turned edge. How to do that? I use a skiver and I have a special group. I'll show you for that one. So we'll take a piece of leather and we will come to the skiver machine, the machine which takes off of the leather, some amount of leather you need it to make a perfect seams, or just because you need a different thickness of leather and for different part of your actually back patterns. And this machine is very, I don't know, very useful. I use it only. I don't have some people use a knife, skiving knives. No, I don't use. I only use the machine for skiving. So what we have, I'll show you after that. My like that, and you'll see we take off the leather and we have this crease. It means we will just glue it and we'll have a perfect edge, not painted, just glued, which for some part of the bag and not for, yeah, it's very good. So I can't say that it's only like a painting and polishing add the value to your design and to your bag. However, this one is not it's also a very good option, especially where you do not need the painting and polishing. And now I will just glue it. I will show you actually the groove I have. It's also quite not often one. It's custom made. And I'll show you the difference. Because usually we have the foot for the scarf like that, just with different length. And that one has this small spin here, which make this crease. And now I can just like really quite equally glue it and have a perfect edge. So I'll just do that. I will take neoprene glue. I have, and I will glue it quite quickly. It doesn't need 20 minutes in comparison with the white glue eco stick, but still this one is very smelly one. We glue it still for, I don't know, several minutes, 2 to 5. It should stay on the table, and after that I'll show you how we will finish it. So yeah, my message is all.
Natasha,
Yes.
how long did it take you to make the Lady in Mask shopping bag?
I just wanted to create something simple, actually. But to be honest, it is not so simple as I as I thought it could be. Because if you see, it's a lot of leather, and each part of leather has a lot of edges. And of course, I didn't do it just to the perfection. I do the main collection, but still, it's 2 or 3 polishing and painting rounds I used in this bag. So it's not less than a day, definitely. Would say around 15 hours to produce this bag.
Mm. All of the processes you've shown us today, you can see that every little detail takes so much time and patience, you know.
Yes, yes, of course. It's only the edges. So only the edges. I'm sometimes very even offensive with when somebody say like, "Oh, you're sewing so nice," and I think like, "Wow, it's the only last practical operations to use the sewing machine," or sometimes I do hand stitching. It's a really only quite in comparison with the other operations, not so time consuming. So we glued our eye. We will cut it now. It's all now in place. Yeah, because I'm burnished actually all eyelashes, nose, I don't know, lips, everything. It's such a small pieces. Of course, if it would be factory production, we will do knives and it would be much more easier, but still each piece, if you want it to be perfect, should be finished after that. So maybe it's easier to cut, but still it is a time for paint or for burnishing. So we have an eye, and as I said, we have this leather board, and I want it to be all in black. So I will take my black paint and I will paint it around and leave for 20 minutes. Yes. I will not, of course, polish it 4 or 5 times, but 2, I think we always should do. So So, and we will to dry. We'll let it dry. Oops. Like that. And now our glue, I think, is ready, neoprene glue. We will glue it together. Yeah, on demonstration, it's not actually nice to use one table for the, oops, yeah, just put it here. And so we'll take our rubber. Neoprene is good because you can always rubber the excessive glue in comparison with white glues. However, eco glue, eco stick, also quite nice. You can rub it out as well if you wasn't accurate with some piece of leather. So yeah, and this is edge like that. Accurate, accurate. So if you want to add a value to your bag, use polishing techniques and painting techniques. If actually it doesn't matter, or if value in a different part of, not in the edges, so yeah, you can obviously use this one. Again, if you don't have a skyver, you can have a skiving knives. For example, this one, 10 millimeters, will take off 10 millimeters from your lever, from the edge of your lever. I don't use it actually. For me, it's quite hard. So yeah, you should have skills to do that. Yeah, something like that. Or yeah, I just haven't done it properly. So I think mostly men use that, honestly, rather than women. Just very muscular. Because Skyver, it's practically first machine which everyone buys, then they start to do leathercraft professionally. Because you can do hand stitching, but with this skiving, it's especially on the big areas. If you do wallets or something small accessories, it's fine. Maybe you will train your hands, you will do that. But if you do bags, I think it's quite tricky. So again, we will have a look on our edge, which will paint it only once, and we are not satisfied with that. We will sand it. For that one, you don't actually need to have a sanding machine. Hand sanding for the beginners and for the, let's say, for someone who doesn't have electric creaser, it's absolutely fine. And after that, paint it again. And now we will attach all our details to this lady in mask. Attach, but not actually use the machine for sewing, just to place it, just to find the proper places for that. So I need to clean. I don't have any space.
Natasha, I've got a question from Rachel. How many years have you been designing for?
Since the moment I started to do bags, I started to design. So it means I'm designing for 3.5 years. Yeah. Because I've never done, only my first lesson I've done, we've already pre-designed. We already had a design, so it was the first lesson. After that, I started to do only my own things. So, and it's only always my design. I don't have a professional degree in designing, so which I always want to, not at least to make some intensive course in designing,
But some people are impressed and they think that I definitely do have a designer degree and maybe I should improve some other skills, but design is fine. So yeah, but again, I think I definitely in the future will do some not higher education. Of course, I will not go like third time in university, but something like a intensive course that would be very interesting for me. So I will take now, we will place everything we've done for today. It's a sticky tape. Also, we use it a lot in production. It's a very sticky, I would say very sticky, like a proper glue. It's economy of time in production. Not every time we can use it, of course, only in certain areas. So it's double-sided sticky tape. So we will place our frame there. So actually our eyes are still drying, but we can place the other details. But I think we will not have time for drying eyes, so yeah, maybe we'll just wait 2 more minutes, or we'll start with the lips. Why not? Actually, can do. Everything is very tiny, so yeah, it's the other thing after that to sew it. And every actually lady in mask, because it's handmade and hand cut, so it has a different, slightly different features. So it's completely one, completely unique, each one. Someone has a slightly puffy lips, someone a longer nose or longer eyelashes. So we'll place it in place. So this is our lips. This is our nose. Yeah, the nose, it's slightly harder. So let's raise the nose like that. Oh, yeah, we forgot one more details actually. One more detail. It's the other eye, the other way we have, which is shut down. And I probably lost this detail, but we can actually do it quite quickly because I cut these details with my just a simple punching tools, which I have. So, and we will do the other one like that, even I think. Yes, I have my wallet. We will just cut it. So, yeah, this is this part of the eye, which we also should finish with water. Take the other one. So, yeah. How is our time? Do we have time?
Yes, we've got 5 minutes left. So if anyone has any
Yeah, but
final
if it's
questions,
a question, yeah, I'd happy to answer.
yeah, do just post them in the chat or in the Q&A if you've got anything you'd like to ask about the work or the process or anything at all.
Yeah, we haven't finished our eye because obviously we should do some more polishing on this eye after first layer of painting. Yeah, and after that we will put in place all small details, which again now I'm just doing by hand and not fix it with anything, but of course I will use the sticky tape before sewing because it's impossible to sew without placing everything or gluing, but I think sticky tape is perfect. So because it's mixed materials, not only leather, and yeah, finish this artwork. So I think I finished my demonstration for today.
That looks amazing. I've got another question for you. How do you keep your hands in such good condition when working with leather all day?
No, I can't say that it's a good condition. No, it is impossible. Yeah, it is impossible. I even can't apply any nail polish because, of course, if I use edge paint, it means if it's only one drop on your nail polish, of course, it's just coming out altogether. So it is impossible. So that's why I just use a cream, but obviously, it's not enough. If you would like to do luxury bags or any kind of leather bag, so yeah, just forget about the hand. Just hide it behind something like that. So, yeah. If you have any more questions, just please ask and let me know.
Yeah, I think just post on Instagram or reply to the email that you've received when you registered. If you have any questions after the event, I'm sure that we can.
Okay. Yeah. I will ask them. And I would like to thank you, all of you who joined me today for my demonstration. And a separate thank you to the Handmade in Britain, to be host of this event. Guys, you can go to Handmade in Britain and have a look on my bags closely and purchase them. You will have a 10% discount for your first purchase with the code WELCOME10 in capitals altogether in one word. Thank you very much. It was fun.
Yes, thank you very much for tuning in. And yeah, we'll say goodbye now, but we hope to see you next week where we'll be joined by Harriet St. Ledger, who will be showcasing her jewellery. Yes, and we've got a great shot on the screen here, obviously, of Natasha's work. So do head to the website in the link that I've just popped into the chat and take a look at her latest collection.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And see you. Bye.